Hey makers, this is Rubin, and in this episode, I'm going to talk about one of the interesting Power Pages concept. We are going to talk about the newly rolled out Microsoft Entra ID authentication for the external authentication in the world of Power Pages. So we know that Power Pages is providing us the different authentication mechanism. You can do Azure B2B, Azure B2C, and now the new version of Azure B2C has also been launched as a Microsoft Entra ID Entra External ID. Now, what this Microsoft Entra External ID is, how to set it up, and how you can leverage that for your external users sign up, authentication, and login process. That's something we are going to deep dive in this session step by step. So let's get started. So first of all, here I am on my screen and here I'm having the identity provider. Already for Azure Active Directory B2C, I have created complete step-by-step video on my channel already. So if you want to watch that out, check out the link in the description box or check out the eye icon over here. With that, you can see that complete mechanism. But now Microsoft has launched the new version of B2C as Microsoft Entra External ID. Now, how to set this up? For that, click on your Microsoft Entra External ID from the identity provider within the Power Pages and click on the configure option over here. As soon as you click on the configure option, it will show you the different provider option over here. Over here, you need to simply select your Microsoft Entra external ID from here. Now, you can provide the name of your provider the way you want. I'm not changing anything over here. Next step is you need to set up the Microsoft Entra Admin Center and you need to set up the complete tenant for your organization. Now, how to do that? They have clearly articulated all the 4 steps over here. So the first step is we need to create a new external tenant. Now let's set it up from scratch. For that, I'm simply opening up the Azure portal where I'm having the active subscription for myself. Now, when you open the Azure portal, entra.microsoft.com, at that time, you need to just go to the overview section. Once you click on the overview section, there is an option on the top available called Manage Tenant. Click on that. As soon as you do that activity, it will show you all the tenants which are created underneath your Azure Active Directory. Simply, here we need to set up our own tenant from the scratch. For that, click on the Create option from the top. Now, as soon as you click on that, it will show you these 3 options to you: workforce, external, and governed workforce. From here, we need to select the external authentication from here. I'm selecting that. And now let's select the continue from the bottom. As soon as you select the continue, it will ask you to set up the tenant name. Here, you need to provide your external organization name. So here in this example, I'm just saying my own company name, Power Platform Trainings. So I'm saying Power Platform Trainings. And domain name, you can provide anything over here. So I'm just providing over here Power Platform Trainings 1 dot on microsoft.com. You need to make sure your tenant is there. No, it is already been consumed over here. So I'm just using 1 2 over here. Perfect, looks good. And now you need to prepare appropriate country or region where your organization is residing. I'm selecting United States at this point. And now let's click on review plus create option over here. As soon as you click on review plus create, I missed the subscription. So it is asking me to select my specifically the Entra subscription over here. So I already have this active subscription, and remember it's like it requires licensing as well. So again, like a Azure costing is involved into this particular process. Resource group, I would say let's create a new one. So I'm selecting a new one, Power Platform Trainings YouTube. I'm just creating this resource group over here. All right, perfect. And now resource group location as well is set up. Let's click on review and create now. As soon as you do that, see it's now creating, and finally just click on create button from the bottom. I'm just clicking on this create. It will take some time to set up your full tenant over here. Here we need to wait around 5 to 6 minutes to set this tenant up and running. So over here you can see that it is showing you the option create tenant. It will take some time. Now let's pause over here for some movement and let this to be created, and after that inside that we will follow our next set of process, which is the app registration process. So here I am and my tenant has been successfully created. The tenant looks like this, Power Platform Trainings. This is what I created over here and it is showing this external tenancy, and this is the one, the URL that I have provided. So it is showing me that thing over here. Now when I click on that, particularly you can see the detailed information about that we set up at initially for ourselves. Now, simply we need to start using this external tenant that we set up for ourselves and need to do the next set of operation on top of that. And to switch that, what you need to do here is simply uh, click on your profile icon over here, and there is an option available over here called switch directory. Click on that. As soon as you do that, there are different options available over here, and simply we need to pick up the one that we just created. So I'm just simply clicking on the switch button over here. And as soon as you click on switch, your directory for this external tenant will be switched. Now, next step here is after you load this, you need to register the Azure Active Directory application over here in this tenant. So this is where I am, and you can see that my tenant name is also showing you on the top in the profile icon, that in which tenancy you are in at this point of time. Now simply I need to go to the app registration section over here and need to register the Azure application. For that I will clicking on register application over here, and let's say provide a name of your application. So I'm just providing over here Power Platform Trainings External B2C Entran. I'm just providing this option over here. Now, supported account type, I will just clicking a single tenant only, and redirect URI. Here you need to provide the path that okay, where you want to redirect. So click on web option over here, and here you need to provide one URL. And how you can find out the redirect URL? For that, you simply need to go to your Power Pages over here. As soon as you go to your Power Pages, it is showing you the second step over here, register your application. In this register your application, it is providing you the reply URL. Copy this URL from here and now paste that URL over here. So I'm just doing that, did that perfectly. Now simply click on register over here. As soon as you click on register, the application will be registered successfully. And yes, my application has been registered successfully. Now the next step is I need a couple of parameters from here. I need to copy the client ID. So simply from here, copy this client ID, copy this tenant ID, because those are the things which you need on the later purpose for your reference. So I'm just copying this over here and going to my Notepad and just type over here client ID. And I will also talk about the tenant ID. Let's copy this. So I'm just copy this from here and here. And let's keep these two information over here. Next step we need to do here is already we set up the redirect URIs over here. Now just click on those redirect URIs. As soon as you click on the redirect URIs, it is showing you this type of option. Now over here, go to the setting option over here, and we need to turn on access token and ID tokens over here, because these are required for building the user flow. Now what is user flow? That's something I'm going to talk about in a while, but make sure both of this option is turned on. And now let's click on the save option over here. I'm just clicking on save and it is being saved successfully. Next step we need to do here is go to the API permissions. So I'm simply clicking on API permissions option from here. As soon as you click on the API permissions, from here you need to make sure you click on grant admin consent over here. You don't need to add any additional thing, but let's just grant the admin consent. So I'm just clicking on this and clicking on yes. As soon as you grant the admin consent over here, it will show you the green symbol over here that yes, granted the admin consent. So our second step is also finished. So now if I conclude over here that from this available steps over here, we have finished the step number 1 and step number 2. So registering the external tenant is finished and registering the application is also finished. Now the third step is user flow. So what is user flow? So basically it is used to sign up and sign in experience for our external user by adding the flow to our application. Now how to add that? Let me just explain you. This thing is also been added to the Entra portal itself. So for that, let me just open up my Entra portal again over here. Now, when you are over here, simply you need to go to one of the option from the left navigation as external identities. Click on the external identities from here. As soon as you click on external identities, it will showing you this type of option. Now over here, simply you need to go to the user flow section from here. Let's click on that. Once you click on user flows, it usually provides you the option to create a fresh user flow for your overall sign up sign in process. For that, click on new user flow option over here. I'm clicking on that. As soon as you do this activity, it will just open up this type of window. Now here, you need to provide the name of your flow. So I'm just providing over here, sign up, sign in, external users. And simply here you need to select any one of the option. You want to do email with password or email with one-time passcode, what you want to do. Pick up the appropriate method which you want. So when you do email with password, every time external user will log in, they need to basically enter their password to prove their identity. If you just want to go with one code password, you can go that as well. So let me just pick it up one-time passcode over here. So rather than remembering the passcode, it's easy for the end user to just go with the one-time passcode. Now here, when they are signed up for the first time, if you want to provide them specific field to enter, you can just collect that information from the user. So here I'm just selecting couple of fields over here. So just expand this box into this particular way and email address anywhere we want it. Okay, I'm doing another thing over here that I'm just picking up some sort of surname and given name. These are the two fields maybe I need maybe display name, that's it. Otherwise I don't want to collect any extra information from the user. Okay, and then whatever fields you are needing over here, just click on OK after that. So I'm just clicking on OK, and that's pretty much it. I can collect this many information over here. Now let's click on create over here, and that will create your user flow in this Entra Center. So let's wait for few minutes over here to set this up. And yes, my user flow is up and running and it's ready to use now. Simply, once your user flow is ready, let's just open up our user flow. User flow is looking like this. Now, it is showing you this option that you selected, that email with one-time password, and what are the fields you are collecting. In future, if you want to do any changes over here, you can do the changes over here. Apart from that, there are some customization option also offered over here, that if you want to change a little bit around your page layout, you can completely change it out from here the way you want. And you can change the sequencing as well if you want over here, because these are all the attributes that are being collected over here. And now I'm just going to application section over here. And now simply we need to attach our Active Directory application that we registered for this tenant. And for that, click on add application. And once you click on add application, basically it will show you this application which is being set up over here for ourselves. So see, this is my Power Platform trainings external B2C. This is what we registered. So initially what application we registered is this one. So let's select this one and add over here in our external process. So we did this activity and perfect. It looks good. So all the configuration related Entra ID admin center is finished now. Now we need to switch ourselves back to the Power Pages where we started this overall process. So all these 4 steps has been finished now perfectly. 1, 2, 3 and 4. All right. So third step was creating user flow and fourth step was registering your application to user flow. That is also been finished. Now let's click on next option from here and that will redirect us to the configuring the site setting over here. Now here you need to provide client ID, authority URL, redirect URL is already configured and meta address. 4 fields you need to supply. Now from where you can find this information, let me show you. Already client ID is something which you already copied in your notepad. So let's copy and paste the same client ID that we registered for that application over here. So I'm supplying client ID. Authority URL. Now, how did you find the authority URL? For that, you need to simply go to your Entra portal. And here, let's open up our app registration that we have done over here. So already, let's go to the app registration. And there is an option endpoints. Let's click on that. And in endpoint, you can see that I can see this authority URL. Let's copy this authority URL from here and paste it over here. Simple. We provided and pasted. Next one is redirect URI. We don't need to do any changes over here in redirect URI. And last one is metadata address. So how to find the metadata address? So simply we will go again to our app registration and from there we can find that OpenID connect metadata document. So this is the one that you need to copy. OpenID connect metadata document. This URL is nothing but the same that Power Pages is asking as a metadata address. So let's apply that. And we are done with all this configuration. Redirect URL, metadata, authority, and client ID. Everything is configured perfectly in this step 3. Now let's click on next. There are some uh, external optional settings available. So if you want yourself redirect after the logout, you can specify the logout URL as well. I really don't want to do that. Perfect. I only want one thing is that contact mapping with the email. So whatever email that user is signed up with, it is registered with the contact. So contact to contact mapping will be happen over there. So I'm just keeping this option on. That's pretty much it. And now let's click on confirm. As soon as you click on confirm, all these settings that you have configured, you can see the summary over here. And now let's click on close. And your Microsoft Entra External ID has been configured successfully. You can see the enable option over here perfectly at this point of time. So yes, it is configured perfectly. Now, what would be the next step from here? Next step is we need to do the testing. For that, we need to first restart our website. The reason is that as soon as you configure any authentication mechanism, restart is required. And for that, we simply will go to the restart option from here. So I'm just going to the setup. And from here, you can see the admin action section over here. Click on that and there is an option to open an admin center over there. Let's open that up. It will open up the admin center. And most of you have already gone through the admin center in the Power Pages if you have built multiple websites. And now here, simply we will go to the site action and we will do the restart site over here. So just go there and now let's restart this complete site. And this will take some time. And meantime, let me just sync this and let me do the preview as well over here because the site is being restarting. So it will not opening anything for you. And this is the first time I'm opening the this specific one. So it is showing me this service unavailable because the site is being restarting. Let's wait for certain moments for our site to be up and running over here. By the time it is restarting, if you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit thumbs up and subscribe my channel. And don't forget to press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. And also we are having some premium courses available on our YouTube Premium, which you can also explore by joining our premium membership. Premium membership is available over here. You can simply click on this join icon, and its cost is less than a medium size of pizza pricing over here. So at this point, almost 3 courses are available. Moving forward in the future, if you are watching the same video, maybe some more courses will also be added over here, so you can watch it out. Apart from that, if you are looking for any live training program with me, you can always visit our www.powerplatformtrainings.com. We are having the different training programs over there, and this is the official website for that. If any program is not live at the time, we are having on demand training option is also there, where you can watch the recorded from the live training that we have conducted. We have provided all the information with pricing and everything over there. Even Power Pages training is also there. So if you really want to enroll yourself for the complete Power Pages from start to end, you can always visit this point and go from there. By the time, let's see if my site is refreshing or not. So I'm just clicking on the refresh again, and hopefully to be restarted soon. As soon as it restart, we will do our final set of testing over here. And here we are, my site is up and running now. I'm just simply clicking on the sign in option over here. As soon as you click on the sign in option from server side, it will render the pages for the authentication. And now as we have enabled our Microsoft Entra External ID authentication, it will showing you this option as is over here. Now let's click on that and let's register ourselves as an external user. So what I'm doing here is, as soon as you click on sign in, you can see your organization name is showing to you over here. Power Platform Trainings, it is coming from the user flow that you have set up for yourself. Now over here, for the first time when someone is coming for the here, they need to register themselves over here. So there is an option to create a new account over here. I'm entering my Gmail address over here. So I'm just entering my Gmail address, dhruvingsha16@gmail.com. I'm clicking on next over here, and as soon as you click on next, it will send you the code on your Gmail email address. So now let me open up my Gmail in front of you. And here I am. This is my Gmail email address, and I have already opened that. I received this particular code, and let's copy this particular code from here. And now let's go back to our Power Pages over here. Now let's click on next. As soon as you click on next, it will ask you for the additional information which you want to capture as a part of your new account creation process. So as an external user, I'm just providing my name as Dhruvim Shah. I'm providing given name as Dhruvin and surname as Shah. That's pretty much it. And let's click on next. As soon as you click on next, basically your account is created, and basically it will simply redirecting yourself to the Power Pages profile page. So let's wait for this process to be finished, and let's see where we'll land as the next step. And here I am. I redirected to the profile page over here, and I can pick up the appropriate information which I can store as a part of my contact record. So let me just sign in over here, and I'm just providing my name over here, Dhruvin Shah. My email address is this one, and rest of the information I'm not providing over here. And let me click on update. As soon as you click on update, your contact record is getting updated over here, and your external ISO user is now ready for signing with this particular button. Now over here, if I open my contact from my Power Pages, when I refresh this out over here, at the time I'm just clicking on active all contacts, and as soon as you do refresh over here, you can see your external identity is also being captured over here for yourself, and your account and authentication has been perfectly created when you open this particular record. And when you open the web authentication over here, you can see that behind the scene it uses this type of username, and behind the scene this is the external identity that you did just right now for yourself, right? So that's pretty much it, all about like Azure Entra. The name is little bit confusing and difficult to remember, at least for me. So let me just go back over here. So that's how we can simply implement our Microsoft Entra External ID authentication over here. This is much more extended version than Azure Active Directory B2C, because in the B2C you need to do lots of user flow by your own, while in this one user flow it handles everything, your forget password, your signed in, your signed up process, everything, and that makes your life easier over here. So that's pretty much it for today. With that note, this is Dhruvin signing off. See you in the next episode with some amazing content. Till then, follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and all other my social media handles. Have a great day ahead and goodbye.